Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company and Rolls Game. You can find all of our old episodes at bjjshow.com. I'm Rob, and this past weekend, James Hoffman and I were in Las Vegas for Punk Rock Bowling. We figured we had the perfect opportunity to do a live show with Randy, and we talked about James's upcoming projects, his soap company, and just kind of the craziness that we got to experience while we were out here. So we really hope you guys enjoy this episode, and if you want to support the show, go to bjjshow.com and buy a shirt, buy a patch, and please enjoy this episode. There it is. Yeah, we're up, man.
We are up.
We are up. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
Randy.
Oh, God, I fucked it up.
Already.
I didn't get briefed. Sorry.
So, I'm Rob.
I'm Randy.
And I'm James.
It's James Hoffman. So, James has been a friend of the show for a very long time. Actually, probably one of the OGs, if we can really think about it. If we
yeah, for sure.
really go back and talk about him being on the show. You're like one of the first guests we had in that first year, I think.
Yeah, that was when we did the game at the end, which we're never ever going to do.
We're
that
never
again.
doing that shit ever
Right,
again.
Big Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and let the people know, our new friends and listeners, who you are, what you do.
I'm James Hoffman. I own Trap and Roll Soap Company, which is actually a sponsor of the show. I've been training jiu-jitsu since 2006. I started in Olympia, Washington, under a guy named Robert Owens. I now live back in Washington State. I live in Tacoma. T-Town, what's up? Yeah, I lost my train of thought because I looked at you.
I was checking the volumes, man. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, gee. Tell us about your soap company, man.
All right, so, sorry. Trap and Roll Soap Company is a jiu-jitsu soap company. We're based out of Tacoma, Washington. I do everything by hand, from packaging to melting to pouring, everything. So everything's touched by me, it's by me. So when you support me, when you buy something from me, you're actually supporting a single person. So, and thank you. We started doing soap because when we were at Fort Bliss, we had a massive outbreak of ringworm. I did not get it because I'm smart and I use real soap, but other people didn't. So at that time, I decided that I wanted to make a soap company, or just make some soap for my friends, for my teammates, and give it to them. Try some stuff out, see if it works, and that's how it started. And now we're here. I think we're 6 years. We've been a company for 6 years. We've grown leaps and bounds. We're in a couple different countries. I got people that hit me up from all over the place. Shout out to my boys in Tokyo and Sydney, Australia too. If you're listening to this, which I hope you are, or watching it. But yeah, man, just blurring lines and being good people and making good soap. Just trying to make connections, man. And that's what the community is all about, right? So we support each other, whether it be a podcast, a company, or a person. Like, we're such a small niche community. It's just like the punk rock community, which we're at Punk Rock Bowling right now. If you're watching this, that's why we have this really sweet art at the Golden Nugget behind our head. So.
Oh, it's not moving.
It's locked in. It's locked in.
You already tried? Nice.
Yeah. We got some really good stories, but some of those stories we have to talk off air. So yeah, Jiu-Jitsu Soap Company. I met Rob. I don't know how I met you.
I was like, no, I saw an ad for one of your.
Oh yeah.
I saw an ad for your soap company. Hit you up.
It was on Craigslist. It was for people finding people. I'm super inappropriate. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, no, I was like, fuck, that's pretty dope, because I think that was, back, it's like either, you could buy Dial or whatever, or you can do the old school wrestling method, I think, of if you get ringworm, you scrub it down with a green pad and then pour bleach on it, which, is dumb. Like, real dumb. Like, you're a kid in high school, so it's smart.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's cool, got soap specifically for grappling.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's a few other companies out there that are much larger than I am, but Yeah, Rob hit me up one time, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, totally." So, anyways, what's
So
your
on that, when talk about ringworm and stuff. So obviously everybody has had it before. If you train long enough, you're going to get it. It is what it is. There was one time that I got it recently where it was like super resilient. I was putting the Lamisil on it for a while, and it would start to go away, and then it would make a resurgence. I ended up having to go to the doctor and get like a pill to take to actually
really?
get rid of. Yeah, it got that bad. So, I'm a OCD about cleanliness and hygiene and all that stuff. We actually talked last episode about how fucking annoying it is when people don't wash their belts.
Wash your fucking belt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. So with that, with your own experiences running the soap company, what are some of the important ingredients or some of the things that you put in your soap that kind of helps to prevent some of that ringworm?
So everything's sulfate free, SLS free. So it's all natural. So mostly I front load eucalyptus, tea tree, and peppermint. Those are like the three main ingredients to combat stuff. Combat MAC cooties. Whether or not it be impetigo, staph, ringworm, but yeah, if you have those three main bodies in any soap, it'll help protect. Like we can't say that it's gonna take it away or stop it, but
Right.
but people have used it that have had ringworm, and it's helped take it away. So I will say, my buddy was a assistant coach at Long Beach Poly, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the largest wrestling program in the nation for high schoolers. And he had a huge outbreak. This was in like 2000 and this is 2020, so 2016. He had a huge outbreak of ringworm. He asked me to send him some soap, so I sent him 100 bars for his kids, and he said it cleaned it up pretty well. But yeah, just tea tree, eucalyptus, and peppermint.
Nice. Yeah, I mean it's annoying as hell when you get it. And I mean, the right thing to do, obviously, is if you get a spot of it, take some time off until you can get it to, dry out and start going away. But people don't do that. They just come in and, from my understanding, is even just covering it up with tape is not sufficient because it's like the spores they spread outside of just where the spot is, and so you're still going to spread it to somebody else, even if you try to cover it with some tape, which is so annoying to see people do that as well.
I was gonna say that's how I know we're like screwed in a zombie apocalypse. When people get bit, they're gonna not hide the shit. They're gonna hide it. Like all the movies where you have the one person who's
Why
like,
is that leaching?
Like they're just like look off camera and everybody's winning. They're like,
Yeah.
and they like cover it back up. I mean, like I remember one of the last times I was wrestling in high school, and one of the kids had a staph infection, and his response to making sure that nobody else got it was wear a long sleeve shirt with the ends of the sleeves taped up. There's no way anybody else could get staph.
Wow.
Let me tell you, other people got staph.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Now here's my thing on that. So I had a really bad experience with staph and turning into cellulitis years ago.
Oh Jesus!
I got it in my right knee, and so back then I was just wearing like short sleeve rash guards and shorts. I wasn't wearing like the long leggings underneath and all that stuff. And I used to make fun of people that did. Now I'm one of those guys that wears the whole thing: long sleeve rash guard, leggings underneath my shorts. And it's not for some kind of fashion statement. I still hate the way it looks, but I do it because I don't want to get that shit again. So I wear it as a preventative measure, not to hide something I already have.
Yeah.
Prevent it, because basically the doctor told me is I probably suffered like a micro abrasion or micro tear in my skin, doing double legs or whatever. And just enough of it got in there. I was working rotating shifts at the time, so I was on night shift. So my immune system was probably compromised just enough that it was able to get a good hold of me. And I mean, I remember I woke up one morning and it felt like my leg was sore. I was like, man, did I take like a nasty leg kick in training or something? Didn't really think much of it. And by the end of the day, I could feel the heat from the infection through my jeans. And I was limping. So I ended up going to the hospital because I had you could see the red streaks going up my leg.
Yep.
So I went to the hospital. They thought that it was deep vein thrombosis. So they like rushed me in the back, did an echocardiogram to make sure that it wasn't, basically a blood clot traveling up the arteries or whatever. And so once they determined that's not what it was, it slowed down. They ended up doing like a knee tap, which sucks ass, very painful. Ended up being like a 3-4 hour stay in the hospital to get all this crap done, just to figure out that it was basically just bad staph infection. So ever since then, I'm wearing those damn leggings.
Yeah, it
I
makes
don't
you
buy
feel like
Lululemon
Superman.
or anything, but huh?
It makes you feel like Superman when you put the underwear out over your sweatpants.
I don't think it makes me feel like Superman. That's not what I was going for, man.
Just go with
I,
it, man.
for some reason, I crave pumpkin spice lattes when I wear them. I don't understand that, but
Ooh, bro.
I mean, I like PSLs, dude, and I don't whisper my order either. I'm like, let me get a pumpkin spice latte.
There's some pumpkin spice macadamia nut cookies from Hawaii right over here on the. You can't
oh,
see
that
it.
sounds
See it
good though.
left.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be proud of getting a PSL, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, there's a Starbucks downstairs. They're open until like 2, which is past 2 o'clock. So almost out here.
So what big shows are going on down there? Who you guys seeing?
So let's see. All right, so if the listeners don't know, we're at Punk Rock Bowling, which is in Las Vegas. It's usually during Memorial Day weekend, but since COVID kind of messed everything up, they pushed it to now. So we arrived on Thursday.
Yeah.
We saw.
We just hung out on Thursday.
I thought we went to a show Thursday night.
Dude, oh fuck, we did.
We went to a show Thursday night. That's how much of a blur this has been.
Yeah.
I will say that we go to bed. I've been waking up at like 8ish, and then we go to bed at like 3:40 in the morning. So how it goes is the festival starts at 1. Last show will end at like 10, and then the club shows start at 10:30. Well, last show ends at 10:30. Club shows start at 10:45. So you got 15 minutes to get over there. So last night, we'll just go backwards. You're gonna have to look up the schedule. Last night we saw Circle Jerks.
Hey, Liz. Sorry.
We saw Circle Jerks. So they closed. We saw Youth today, which were dope. Shout out to Greg Ahead. And then
Liberty and Justice.
Liberty and Justice,
Yep.
Streetlight Manifesto.
Yeah. Oh, that was my favorite show.
The night before we went to a pool party with the Scatolites. And they played until it was like 2:30 in the morning, and we were like, "Dude, we gotta go." And they played. I guess they played for another hour.
It took us like 20 minutes to get downstairs because it was like on a rooftop and you could still hear him playing.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to end at 2. And
Yeah,
the keyboardist, Ken, was like, we're going to keep going until they tell us to stop. And I guess, stop time was maybe 3:30 for them.
You want to see this ska kid's face light up when they played the Guns N' Avalon? It was so funny. He was like, he was so shocked. I mean, yeah, and they killed it, man. Who was the guy that came out? A famous Jamaican reggae artist came out. He actually sung. He did a bunch of old Bob Marley songs too.
Nice.
But yeah, you have the regular festival, and then you have club shows. I'm trying to think of who else. Madball and H2O played last night, so we had a hardcore show. Slapshots tonight.
Yeah.
Slapshot and the Unseener tonight for a club show. Devo closes tonight.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be dope.
it's going to be amazing. But if you ever come to Punk Rock Bowling, you got to pace yourself, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint, people. So you got to drink water because it's the desert. It's hot, and you got to get some rest, man. But
And surprisingly, you don't realize there's elevation out here. Like it's got a bit of a altitude to it, that's for sure.
now you asked about shows. What you should have asked is, what did we do yesterday afternoon at 12 o'clock?
Let's hear it. What you guys do?
We went to Area 15, and it's this place called Meow Wolf, and it's very psychedelic and very trippy. So you enter through this grocery store. If you follow Rob, did you post that picture?
No, not yet.
All right.
I haven't
If you
yet.
follow Rob, you'll probably get to see the inside of the place, but it's got secret doors, secret tunnels. It's got a bar in it. It's got a secret bar, a secret dance floor, a slide, a whole bunch of stuff. In all the rooms, they play music. It's like Burning Man in a building. So it's a massive warehouse. So we went there at 12, and we didn't leave until like 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were
Pretty
there.
awesome.
There was just a ton of stuff to explore. Like you go into the mart and you're like, oh, look at all these sodas. You can open up stuff, and you open up one of the coolers with all the sodas, and there's a tunnel that goes somewhere.
Yeah.
Wow. So you guys probably didn't even see all the different things that they had.
Probably
Nah,
not.
man. They gave us a card, and you watch videos. So it's for the people that do not take psychedelics. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. So you have a little beep card, and you bop it. You have to take a quiz.
Yeah.
Which the guy in front of us was horrible.
The answers are right next to
Their
you.
answers are right next to you.
So I was one of the ones who does not take psychedelics or anything like that. So it was still cool. Like, you don't have to do anything fucking crazy.
No.
And do it.
We had a blast.
I
I mean, we
time.
literally had a blast.
Could you just do it drunk? I mean,
Yeah, you can do it drunk. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it intoxicated, high, whatever you want. Or you just there was kids running around too.
Yeah.
It's a family. It's a family environment, and it was cool. But what we didn't do was they have a Willy Wonka of whiskey factory, and they whisk you away in these like long electronic or gas powered like Model A cars, and they take you through like a tunnel. We didn't do it, but I wish we had.
Oh.
So
Next time.
yeah, we'll be back next year.
That sounds like a freaking awesome time, though. Like I said, I've never been to Vegas. So it's one of those trips I got to make one of these days.
Dude, why don't you just come out?
Yeah.
We're talking about coming out in May. So I'll tell you this. So my flight. So Rob came from North Carolina. I came from Washington State. I'm in the airport. I got there early, and there's this guy all dressed up in Marcel Alonso garb. He's got a backpack. His name's Jeff Nielsen.
Been on the show.
He's been on the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's from Alaska. So I see him and he's in the urinal, and I want to be like, I don't know, like leg tap him, be like, hey man, you do jiu-jitsu? So I just kind of like leave it alone, right? We go out, and I see him looking at me, and he saw I was wearing a Manic Hispanic shirt, so he knew that I was going to Punk Rock Bowling because we were on the same flight. And then he saw the bag, he saw the Hyperfly bag, and then I gave him my card. And then he rode with us.
Yeah.
To the venue. He's staying at the Nugget, so we made a new friend. We might do a round table with him later, depending. But he, I mean, jiu-jitsu and punk rock seem to be now going hand in hand, which it never was before. Like all these hardcore kids, like my generation hardcore kids, my generation punk rock kids, they're all finding jiu-jitsu, and it's just making that unity and that bond of that community even tighter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, jiu-jitsu, I love how it's grown, but I love how it's also stayed a small community at the same time. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. But you're starting to see it cross over into other communities, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And sometimes you hope it weeds out the shitheads, but it doesn't.
No. Not all the time. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll come out there. I mean, if you guys are looking at May, I'll have to check and see. I mean, that's far enough in advance. Obviously, I can actually put some plans in place. That'd be kind of cool to check out.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. And I mean, you don't even have to come to the festival, dude. You could just, there's so much to see in Vegas. 4 days is not enough, but 4 days is way too much. Especially because you're running around, man. Like our feet are swollen. We literally have a gallon of water on the table. And
I'm living on Motrin, man. It's
yeah. Motrin, bad knees.
Yeah. but it's good. So I mean, the cool thing too is like the amount of people like out here that we were just randomly talking to. You catch like you saying, you catch into so like you just catch so many jiu-jitsu people out here as well. Just kind of like blue belts, white belts, purple belts, black belts. Like it's fucking wild.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and it's just another bonds. Because we met a guy last night who's a one-man band. He's been training since 2006.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Never met him before. Someone made the introduction. Our buddy made the introduction. And we just kicked it with him. And really nice dude. It's amazing. And then you see people's eyes light up when you're like, if you're wearing like a jiu-jitsu shirt or something, like, it's funny to me because people will go out of their way across a street and be like, you do jiu-jitsu? That happened to you too, right, at White Castle. Yeah, it happened to Rob at White Castle.
Yeah, somebody saw my tattoo and they're like, hey man, you roll? I'm like, yeah, a little bit. And so he tells me, yeah, punks that roll, dude. I'm like, fucking right on, man. It's cool because like, dude, it's like we experience it everywhere. Like everywhere we go, you wear a jiu-jitsu shirt, somebody comes and says what's up to you or whatever.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It's like a secret society.
Tell me some more stories, man. You guys got all this crazy shit happening in Vegas. The ones you're allowed to tell, anyway.
Yeah. What did we do last night?
Went to was it backstage bar? watch the show, and then
we watched.
it was relatively tame.
My buddy came in. My buddy Ryan. He came in. He's the lead singer for Liberty and Justice. So they flew in from Houston yesterday. I almost said Austin. Forgive me. They flew in from Houston yesterday. They opened up for the lower class brats. I mean, we had some good food. I don't know, like, what other stores? What else has happened to us here? It's all a blur.
It really is.
That's what I'm seeing. Look at your guys' face. I'm just like, you guys look like there's just these images flashing through your brain, but you can't quite quantify them because
it's. In all fairness, you pretty much were going to the equivalent of, if you go to a normal concert, you get like 3 bands, and in the past few days, we've seen the equivalent of like 8, 9, concerts.
Yeah. I mean, so Punk Rock Bowling runs a main stage and a side stage. They call it the Monster Stage this year. I think there's 8 and 8. So it's 8. So you'll watch one show. So they're staggered, which is smart. So you'll have the main stage, and then you'll walk over to the side stage, and then somebody who's a little bit lesser of a name, but still a good draw. People will go watch them. So it's back and forth from 1 to 10:30 at night. I mean, just to put that into perspective, and it's in the heat. It hasn't rained. We're looking. I see like one cloud outside of our hotel room. But we went to we went to the Hofbrauhaus. The moment we got off the plane, Rob goes, "We got to go to the Hofbrauhaus," and both of us lived in Germany. So we went to the Hofbrauhaus, and I wasn't sold on it. And then Rob's on the phone with me the day before, and he's like, "Bro, they fly the beer in from Germany untapped," and I was like, "Score." So we went to the Hofbrauhaus. We had some really good food, some really good beer. Rob and I both had a couple shots, and we had the paddle shots. And
I'll send you a video of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
I'll send you the aftermath picture of it too. It's not fun.
Yeah, the girl was German, and we were speaking to her in German, and she realized that she could probably go ham on us. So she would hit and then double hit.
Yeah, so you get like the smack, you're like hot, and then
whack.
Gotcha. Bro.
Yeah. Where do we go after that? Where did we go after that? Was the first day.
Yeah, it was first day. Oh, we went and saw a show after that.
Do you remember what show that was?
Not off the top of my head. There you go. It's all blur. So I will say that now, transition, talking about good food, good drink, stuff like that. James actually got a project he's working on.
Oh yeah, so I pitched,
with jiu-jitsu.
It's all right. So we bought all the we front loaded everything. I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna try and get 15 episodes, but I was sitting down with Ricardo Laborio, name drop, and we were chatting about his childhood, and he was telling me that his grandparents were Italian, and he didn't like sweets. He liked pizza, bread, sauces, all stuff. So I was like, oh man, yeah. And I'd been mulling with this idea for months. And I talked to Rob, and I told him, I go, hey, I got this idea, this show, and I want to call it Creonch Kitchen. And the only reason why I want to call it Creonch Kitchen is because that word in jiu-jitsu is no longer. I mean, with the way the internet is now, and people move, like we move all the time, no one's going to get mad at you for leaving a school. It's not like it was back in like the Rio days and the Believe days and all that other jazz, right? So I told Ricardo Laborio about it, and he wants to be the first. He asked to be the first episode. So what it is the premise of the show will be, I come to you or you come to me, and we set up a kitchen. We take a recipe from your childhood, your adulthood, something that resonates with you, that has meaning. We prep all the food and we cook, and as we cook, we just talk about it. We talk about the dish, we talk about your journey through jiu-jitsu, correlations across the board, and at the end we eat the meal. Everybody comes together that's part of the show, that's helping out or in the area, and we break bread and have some fellowship. So that is the premise of my show. We just got the logo today, like an hour ago.
That's cool, man.
So There's a guy, if anybody's watching this, if you want to support jiu-jitsu people, there's a guy in Portland, Maine that needs your support. I mean, he's not struggling, but, help is hard to find right now. His name is Austin Miller, and he owns Mommy Portland. He is a purple belt, but not only that, he was the runner-up on
It's
Chopped, but I can't remember what season it was. But he's out of Maine in Portland, and Portland's got a great food scene, great beer scene, great jiu-jitsu scene. Alexei Pickerel Cruz is there. He is De La Riva's first white to black belt. He's a 6th degree under De La Riva.
Nice.
So
I had better on the idea for a while, and it's not exactly dead in the water, but it's just kind of on hold of doing something similar to your Krianchi show about doing brew-jitsu coffee or beer, right? So it'd be like, anything you brew. So I was leaning toward coffee because of my profession. I can't really sell alcohol, unfortunately. It's a conflict of interest. So until I get shit canned or get tired of the nonsense and what I'm dealing with, it would have to be coffee to start, but then maybe it would transition into beer. So I wonder if there'd be an opportunity for some overlap there between
very
those
much
two.
so. And I actually know a good coffee company.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's over there actually. Yeah.
You're not talking about...
The Espresso Libre.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Good coffee.
Yeah, great coffee, great guy, great family.
Yeah.
So.
I'm a huge coffee fanatic. I drink coffee constantly, so I will have to try. I've not had their coffee. I'll have to try it.
Papua New Guinea. You asked for his Papua New Guinea roast.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, bro. It'll knock your socks off. And he's got Tamarindo Costa Rica coffee.
I'll try all of it, man.
It's the same thing as me, man. It's a one-man show. Rob's never got to see his facility. I won't say where it is. But, yeah, it's a one-man show, and that dude's busting his butt trying to make a better life for himself and build a community. So
that's kind of my thought process. That's my thought process behind the coffee and stuff too. Is like I'm always going to be proud of being law enforcement. What I've done over the past 14 years of my career, I've done it the right way. Came up in a law enforcement family, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little burnt out of it. So, one of those things.
I will say this, man. I've had this conversation with the way. With the way our political climate has been in the last 2 years, we won't delve super deep into it, but I will say this, and I'll get heat for it. I've got friends that are cops. I'm a punk rocker. I'm a hardcore kid. Jiu-jitsu is the only place where cops and criminals can commune for an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours where none of the bullshit from the street matters.
100%.
Nothing.
100%.
And when you blur that line, when you blur that fucking line, it doesn't matter anymore because you realize that that's a person. He puts his fucking pants on, or she, they put their pants on, non-binary folks. They put their pants on the same way we do, man. Everybody makes choices in life. But jiu-jitsu, I try to tell my friends that are not, that don't train, that have anger and angst towards anything facilitated by the government, that if you would just train, you would understand.
Yeah.
It's almost like an enlightening experience.
It is, and I've had that conversation on numerous occasions with a number of people at my gym because our gym is no different. We've got a mixture of people from all different walks of life that come on the mats and train. You're 100% right. You develop a deeper level of understanding for the nature of humanity when you're on the mats rolling with somebody else, and the mats don't lie.
There you go.
So, I love it, man. That's 100%. And that's something else. That's why I wanted to kind of, do something that was jiu-jitsu related and kind of combining two things I'm very passionate about into hopefully would eventually make enough money for me to walk away from what I'm doing. But
call it the rocking chair test. Do you know what that is?
No.
So when you're 95 years old, God willing, and you're on your front porch in North Carolina on a rocking chair, you want to look back at your life and be like, did I make a difference or did I fuck it up for the rest of them?
Yeah, yes, I like that.
Rocking chair test, man. And the thing is that people second guess themselves on a lot of things. Like, if you got a goal, you got something, run with it. And don't you take Randy's idea, people.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough though. The hard part is I don't know shit about running a business. So that would be the hard part. But
Hey man, it's not. It's intimidating at first, but all you gotta do is get your articles of incorporation. I mean, you can just hire somebody, and it's not gonna be that expensive, and they can do it all for you.
yeah,
So don't let that stop you, man.
yeah,
Because there's a difference there is a difference when you are your own boss. For sure. And I mean, I don't make a lot of money. I do this for love. I do this for people. Like I really don't make any money, and I don't care. I get to meet people. I get to hear their stories. I get to it bonds us. It becomes a friendship, right? And it's a lifelong friendship. Like Rob and I have had 3 nights here. Shit, 3 nights. And like you're my best friend, man. But seriously, man, like if you don't know Rob and I's story, we talked for a year and a half. Never met in face to face. I think the first time we actually met in person was at camp, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I picked him up. Oh my god, that story's insane.
Oh,
The Sunshine Camp. Did we ever tell that?
I don't think we did.
Oh my god, that's the one you need to know about. So, I mean, if you want me to break off, I don't.
No, that's fine, dude.
Okay.
It's a podcast. Please talk about things on the podcast. That'd be fucking cool.
So Rob's like, I'm flying in from Raleigh, and I was like, all right, oh no, I'm flying in from Germany. I was like, all right, bro, listen, there's a USO at the bottom of the JetBlue terminal. I will meet you there. He's like, all right. So I go in. I fly in from Kansas City.
Yeah.
I fly in from Kansas City. I was living in Kansas City at the time. I fly in. Shout out KCBJJ. Anthony Bell just got his black belt, and Mary Ortega just got her brown belt. Congratulations, guys. Anyways, so congratulations. So we go. I pick Rob up. Did we go to the north end right then?
We did. We dropped.
So we go to the Feast of St. Anthony's. We go and park at the Coast Guard station. We go to the Feast of St. Anthony's, right?
Yeah.
We eat, and then we came back.
And got sunshine.
And this kid flew in from Denmark. And I told him, I go, hey man, he's like, I flew from Denmark to New York, and he asked for someone to pick him up. I go, I will pick you up in Massachusetts. You have to take a train to South Station, and then you have to take a taxi from south to north, and then take a train out to where we are, because we were going to the
Feast of St. Anthony. No, oh shit.
Skanking and Cranking to see the Bosstones.
Yeah,
it's another festival. Ironic. There's the theme here, Robert. So the kid, he doesn't have a cell phone. He's in the U.S. for like an hour. He missed the first train, and so I was like, all right, this is the last train that he's gonna be able to get on. And he shows up, and we like pull up, and he's got this long, like golden hair, and I was like, look at this sunshine looking motherfucker. And so we just call him Sunshine, and he was game, dude. So this kid's in country in the United States, never been to the U.S. He's here for an hour. We pick him up. We bring him to a show. The show started at like 12. I think it was like the same thing, right? It was like 1 to 10.
It was something, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 1 to 10, and it was a ska like festival. The Bosstones played. Angelo Moore from Fishbone, which was it Fishbone?
No.
It was his other one.
It was the other band. Toots and the Maytals played.
We got to see Toots before he passed away. Rest in peace. Big D and the
Kids Table
Pie Tasters.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we brought that kid up to Maine with us, and yeah, the rest is history. I don't think we can tell the
Oh,
yeah.
You guys ever heard from him anymore, or is he just gone?
Oh, we'll still hear from him occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, so here's the crazy thing about this kid. This kid was a chef at Noma. He was a
sommelier.
Oh, well, that too. So
Yeah.
he was going for his the top tier of being a som. And he passed, but he was a som at Noma, which was the #1 restaurant in the world in Copenhagen, where he lived.
Shit.
I don't know if he trains jiu-jitsu anymore. He got a girlfriend, so it
Oh,
happens. It happens. But yeah, man, he was great. He came to Maine with us, and so he was so polite and so nice. He fell asleep. So my buddy takes him upstairs. So Rob and I sleep we were on the couch, right?
Yeah.
Or did you, yeah. So Rob and I are on the couch, and
It was a single couch, by the way. We were positioned like this.
big
Oh,
spoon,
yeah.
spoon.
Hey, good friend.
And my buddy Aaron goes, all right, hey, you can come up to my room, right? We pass out, bro. It was like 2:00 in the morning. We're getting up early to go up to camp. And so we wake up in the morning and I was like, how was it? And he goes, he didn't give me a blanket. He didn't give me a pillow. And he sat me underneath the air conditioner on a rug. So this dude slept underneath the AC for 5 hours, freezing his nuts off, but didn't want to say anything because he was so polite. He was so polite. And I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. But we made that kid's, like, that kid still, he still talks to us. And he still reminisces about that time. And he was a young kid. He was like 22, 23.
Yeah, because we told him when we got to the shows, like, make sure you bring your passport because they're going to card you because you're going to have beer served. And he was like, okay. And he left the passport and like, we specifically said,
yeah,
get your passport right now. You're going to need to get in the show.
Yeah, so he had to run back.
Yeah, he went back and then he's like, oh yeah, I can drink here. He said, because he said, like, it's so dumb. Like, why do I need to have an ID here? Like, we get it, you know. Like, Europe was like, you're... Hello?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, guys, just us right now. I don't know what happened to Randy.
We lost Randy.
All right, so let's continue the story then. We'll wait for Randy to come back. I'll message him real quick. So, yeah, and he was amazed that he had to... he was amazed that he had to show a passport in order to
have a beer. They wouldn't take his license. He brought his Danish license, and the girl thought it was fake. And she was like,
"Oh
no,
yeah, that's bullshit."
Yeah, she's like, "No, you need to come back." Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of cool stories with camp. We got a lot of cool stories between the two of us. Together, we've done some really cool stuff. You know.
That's true. Wait, I think we might have dropped. No, we're good. Interesting.
So, Punk Rock Bowling, Memorial Day weekend, 2022.
Liz just asked, favorite band so far? Oh, Randy's Wi-Fi went out.
Oh, no.
He should be back. No worries. Favorite band, you can go.
That I've seen this weekend? God, there's so many. I would have to say the Agrolites.
That was a good show.
The Agrolites played. I mean, we had some rocksteady, some reggae. People were dancing. There was a little bit of a weird vibe with some crust punks at the Agrolites show. They didn't understand that it's not supposed to be a mosh pit.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
But yeah, man, we chilled. We were on this rooftop bar until like 2:30 in the morning. With this beautiful pool, and they let you in the pool. They let you sit in the cabanas. I mean, but yeah, the Agrolites were great. LCB played last night. I was stoked on that. Tonight, Slapshot and a special guest, and our buddy Mark from the Unseen's playing also. So we're gonna try and bounce back and forth between the two shows tonight. So, but yeah, I mean, they're bands that we've seen probably, you know, a handful of times. But it doesn't matter. Every experience is different. Every time they play is different. But yeah, the Agrolite singer came up to me last night, and that was he wanted to talk to me, and it just blew my mind. Blew my mind. There is.
It's because you have nice hair, man.
Oh, I'm wearing a hat, man. My hair's
best hair in the game.
My hair's all fucked up right now.
It's all good. He's connecting the audio right now. Welcome back.
Yeah, my audio might suck now, though. But what are you going to do?
No, you sound good, though. You're fine, man.
You look handsome. I went out again.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's a good shot of him, though.
It is, dude. He's
I feel like that should be. I feel like that should be his backdrop.
That's a pretty good backdrop.
What else? We got any other questions?
Nothing yet. Up there he is again. No, not yet. Yeah, you froze.
I'm here.
Froze there for a second. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh, Liz was just asking my favorite band so far.
All your brother was just dancing like a skanking like a man, skanking for hours, bro. I lost him at Streetlight Manifesto last night. It was like we set up like, hey, this is where we're at, man. Like, if anyone gets lost from his place, we're meeting right here. So, and he goes, I'm out, and he takes off, and then he comes back 10 minutes later. And he's like, yeah, man, screw this.
I can't do this shit anymore, man. So
yeah, you gotta tell that story.
oh my god! So when we went to see the Boss Tones back at Crankin' and Skankin', I was super pumped, and just this Boss Tones playing. Oh, she said she'd be disappointed to hear if I didn't do that. So the Boss Tones are playing. I had I had 2 beers that night. I know it's a little crazy for Rob that I had 2 beers. Well, out of control there. But I think it just adds to the hilarity of how tired, I danced and just fucking grooved so much at that show that I was physically ill.
Yeah.
Afterwards, dehydrated, sore, my stomach hurt. I gotta, because he's like, "Are you good? How much you had to drink?" I'm like, 2 beers, man. I'm just so tired.
But you think KFC's still open? And it's Massachusetts, so it's Puritan law, so everything closes at 10 o'clock. You're lucky if you find a gas station unless you're on a major highway. So we had to go find food for you, I think, right? Didn't we eat right after that?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah. But he disappears at Skankin' and Crankin'. We're jumping back and forth here, people. He disappears at Skankin' and Crankin'. I'm standing in the back with Sunshine. And Angelo Moore comes out and it parts. It's like part of the Red fucking Sea, right? And he's all decked out. It's 98 degrees and 80% humidity in Massachusetts. And I was like, Angelo, and he sat there and talked to us for 5 minutes. Well, this dude's not there, and this is a guy from Fishbone.
Yeah.
So Rob leaves and he comes back, and I was like, Angelo Moore was here. He talked to us for 10 minutes. And Rob goes, no, he didn't. And Sunshine goes, oh, yes, he did. Yes, I got to meet Angelo Moore.
Then I left again and Toots came through.
Yep.
It was
Toots
fucked up. I
just got to say hi to Toots,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
Got to say hi to Toots, man. That was, there's so much to say about how much music and BJJ has helped people throughout their life, if you will. It's amazing that you get to meet these people. First you see them on a stage and then they're actually talking to you. I feel I don't feel like I'm not worthy, but it puts stuff into perspective that we're all, like we said earlier, we're all human beings, man. We're all here. We got to try and coexist.
Well, I can't think of too many things that have as much influence over somebody's mental well-being or emotional state than jiu-jitsu or music. Those 2 things. You want to talk about, how many times have any of us had a shitty day until you walk into the jiu-jitsu school and get on the mats? I can't tell you how many times I've been I don't want to go to the gym. I'm having a miserable day. I just want to go home and fucking crash and call it a day. But I make myself go because I made myself a promise a long time ago that if I wasn't sick or injured, I was going to go train. And so, make myself go in there. I'm just going through the motions. It's just a mental rep today. But then by the time the training is over, I'm smiling, laughing, covered in sweat, feeling like $1 million, completely forgetting about whatever bullshit had put me in kind of a downswing before that, Yep. And music's the same way. Live music especially is the same way. So, without a doubt.
Oh, shit. Thoreau. Sorry. So, Thoreau obviously didn't have jiu-jitsu back in his time. But he would go for 10 to 20 mile walks, if I recall. I don't know, you can fact check that. I'm pretty sure he used to go for long walks to clear his head. And when you think about it, when you put your body in motion, if your body's in motion most of the time, your mind can be you exercise, exhaust the body, the mind will follow, right? I think that's a Hokai thing. But I might have gotten that wrong too, sorry. But
it sounded good.
But it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because the brain, even if your body's tired, your body will what is it? Your brain will kick out before your body will. I don't fucking remember. All right, whatever. I sound like an idiot.
Well, your body will quit before your mind does, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Something like that. And I had the same experience yesterday, and it wasn't for jiu-jitsu. I didn't have jiu-jitsu yesterday, but I was just having an off day. I wasn't depressed or anything, but I just felt tired and unmotivated, kind of sluggish, just wasn't feeling it. I thought I was actually kind of borderline, am I getting sick or something? I just don't feel right. And so one of the best ways to test if I'm getting sick or not is to go do a fucking workout.
Right.
And if I get into the workout, get through the warm-up, and I feel worse, then I know I'm getting sick. I get through my warm-up, get into the workout. By the time the workout was over, I was I feel great. I feel fantastic. So sometimes it's just moving. I think your brain,
and I'm not a doctor or scientist, so don't quote me on this, but your brain releases endorphins and things to reward you for good behavior.
Yeah.
That kind of is good for your survival nature of a human being. I mean, we've got two different purposes for being on this earth, to survive and to procreate. So if you're doing one of those things to make you better at life and fulfilling your mission, your brain rewards you. So jiu-jitsu is like that, you know. Music, I don't understand why, but music is just magical to me, man. I love music. So
it's amazing how just a rhythm can make your body move. But let's talk about procreation. Did you read Hickson's new book?
no.
Okay.
Fucking cliffhanger.
Well, no, there could be. I don't.
Okay,
I'm not going to
okay,
spoil it
all
for
right,
anybody
that's
that
fair.
might not have read it yet. But
But I did go fanboy and watch the Jocko podcast with Hickson where he kind of went through the book. So I have a little bit.
Oh, so did he talk about the mother and how they built like a clan, like a Scottish clan, because they're like from Scotland originally.
No, okay, no, I did not.
All right,
hear
yeah,
about
so
that.
we're not gonna ruin it. So we'll just change slides.
Yeah. So when you gonna come out this way, man? When are you gonna come to North Carolina?
I'm gonna try, man. Yeah, I got to, because I want to go get some Showtime barbecue in Raleigh. The best damn hub. I bust Rob's balls about barbecue in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I was in South Carolina.
He's doing this every time. He's like, yeah, South Carolina. He knows.
I get it. The roads are worse in South Carolina. I get it. Yeah, I want to come out there. I was at Kiowa 3 years ago. I don't know. You were on a business trip, I think. But I love it out there, man. If I could get a house in like Charleston would be beautiful. But I want to come and visit. There's a lot of people that I got to see. Maybe we'll do a Creon's Kitchen, because that's the idea.
That'd be cool, man. Get some vinegar-based barbecue.
Hey, man, I'm down. My dad's from Texas originally, so you know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
I took my wife to Texas a long time ago, and she asked for pulled pork, and I heard the record skip. And the dude looked at her and he goes, "Honey, this is Texas. We only serve brisket." And Rachel's like, "Oh, okay. I'll have the brisket plate then."
Brisket is legit though, man.
Right.
I've been to San Antonio, so I've been to.
Are you a
had
moist or a lean fan?
You have to be more specific than
All
that.
right, so the flat is a little bit leaner. The round, when it comes in, you have the flat, it's a little bit leaner, and the round has a little bit more marbling. It's a lot fattier, but it's a lot juicier.
I would have to lean toward the round then.
Thank you. I like you. I'm a round man myself. In shape, too.
Yeah.
Do we any good? Where do we eat? Yeah, we had Hoffman House. Where else did we eat that was really good while we were here?
Was it Salt Grill down here?
Yeah, there's a Saltgrass.
Saltgrass, thank you.
Yeah, Saltgrass, which is like the breakfast was actually really good.
It's a steakhouse out here.
I realized the first 2 days I got real sick, but not from alcohol. And then Rob was like, "You should just try something." And I went down and ate with my buddy. I think you were still asleep.
Yeah.
And I realized that I hadn't had coffee in 2 days, and it was a fucking.
Oh no!
It was like
yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, so my head was all pounding. So I was pounding liquid IV, thinking maybe I was dehydrated, but as soon as I got that cup of coffee in me, I was like 10 minutes later, I was my most joyful self, running and jumping. So.
But you know what's nice about that, because I've had that experience a couple times too, because I'm a caffeine addict for sure. Is you get that pounding headache, almost hungover feeling real shitty, and then when you finally get like a nice strong coffee in you, it's almost euphoric.
Yeah. It's almost like you can feel everything like open up. You can, I can feel everybody's energy, man.
Yeah.
Let's feel way.
I will send you. I'm gonna say it on the podcast so that I'm a man of my word. But I'm gonna send you some D'Espresso Libras coffee. So,
oh, okay. I'm down, man. I love coffee. So,
do you have a grinder?
Yeah, I do.
A burr grinder?
I just got the little Coffee Mate one.
All right, I love you, but you need to get a burr grinder. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I can do it.
We'll hook you up with that too. Well, I won't buy it for you, but I'll give you the information on a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was asked, have we been to the hash house? Maybe we should look into that.
What's the hash house?
No.
Depends on what kind of hash house it is.
I'm sure it's a restaurant.
Oh no. I was here in May. Sorry. I was here in May at Hell's Kitchen when a kid that was twice the legal limit, intoxicated in a brand new Lamborghini SUV, totaled it over Memorial Day weekend. And you know what happens when you crash on a Thursday? You going all the way till Tuesday. So
yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, dummy.
I didn't know they had Lamborghini SUVs.
They just started making them, I think, a year ago. They're $140,000. And this
Damn.
kid took this vehicle. They rent them for an hour or two. And we were having this discussion with one of our drivers. Like, I don't get why you would rent a vehicle for an hour just to drive it around the strip. And they drive like maniacs. We saw at least 15 people run red lights. It was 15 people running a red light. We had actually stopped. Our Uber driver stopped at the red light, and people just kept going.
Wow.
3 lanes, and they just kept going. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's wild out here.
So I would not want to ride a motorcycle out here in Las Vegas.
No, screw that, man.
So if High Rollers BJJ is watching this, we're still trying to find out where you are. So, hit us back so we can come and roll. We brought all of our stuff, man.
Yeah.
But with the lineups and not getting in until 3, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Not getting in until 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Tonight's the last night, so I don't really plan on going to sleep. Checkout's at 11, so I mean, if I get in back to my hotel room by 6, I feel like that's a good day.
Damn. So I don't have the stamina for that shit.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would say this, right? I feel like I don't either, but if I hit that coffee, there's a coffee truck here, Grumpy Pete's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
Grumpy
is.
Pete's. Support local, folks. Don't go to Starbucks. Support a local business. So it's a
I agree.
coffee truck, and I had an OG, and it's the first time I had a caramel latte iced coffee. Bro, that shit I've had 2 the past 2 days, and it's kept me up. No issues. To the point where Rob's passed out at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still sitting there. What do we watched Star Wars.
Yeah.
We left on A New Hope, and we came back to the one where he's
Attack of the
whining.
Clones.
Attack of the Clones, where he's
Yeah.
whining. So they were playing a Star Wars marathon, and we just left our TV on the whole entire time. That's a lot of movies in
That's
a
a lot of
long
Star
time.
Wars,
Holy
yeah.
shit! Yeah, I just thought about that.
Truly.
But we're sorry, my voice is kind of gone. I've been screaming at every song. Where we actually are right now is on Fremont. So we're in Old Town, Vegas. We're staying in the Golden Nugget, which is the host of the of PRB. So we don't have to walk that far, right? So we walk out we take the elevator down the tower. We bounce out onto the street, and it's 2 blocks on the right, where General Admission is, or 1.
Yeah.
So it's real close, and it's the same thing, man. It's punk rockers protect punk rockers. Everybody makes sure that everybody's good. If you're online right now, there is an Instagram. I think it's Passed Out Punks.
Passed Out Punks, yeah.
It's Passed Out Punks on Insta. It's pictures from all the years prior. There's been dudes asleep in the pool. You'll go into your room. They set the fire alarm off 2 nights ago. We may or may not have woken up and gone out downstairs. Allegedly, we did go downstairs. Allegedly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally heard it. But I mean, there's been years where there's shooting Roman candles down the hallway.
Jeez.
This shit's wild, bro. We're talking 30, I think 30,000 people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
So
There's
Damn.
always bound to be some silly people out there, that's for sure.
yeah, we've had a couple of run-ins with some Peckerwoods.
It's all good though, man.
Yeah, we saw them last night.
That's a story for off the air.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. So.
But no violence. No violence happened.
No violence.
Yeah.
No violence. No violence.
It's easier to buy some dude a drink
Yeah.
than bail yourself out of jail.
Or just laugh at somebody and just walk away.
Yeah.
So.
True that.
Anymore.
I agree with that.
No.
Didn't always agree with that, but do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you get older and more mature, you realize, all right, when you train jiu-jitsu, man, like you can see what posturing is. You can see people like trying to ruffle feathers and be like, hey, man, listen, like if I have to take the hit for you to look cool in front of your friends, like I don't really give a fuck, bro.
Well, I told a guy at work the other day that was trying to get under my skin. I laughed, and everybody's like, "Man, you can take that?" I said, "Look, I'd have to actually give a shit what his opinion of me was in order to actually get upset about it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not even on the radar of importance to me, so I'm not gonna get upset about it."
Yeah.
So
you're a blip. My dad used to always say, or not my dad, sorry, a friend of ours used to always say like 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, 5 years. Is that gonna matter? Like
right.
It doesn't matter. And it ain't worth losing your life over. Or
it takes a lot of self-awareness to be able to do that though too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. You gotta do a little in searching, So yeah, no, I feel you.
Word. So, I think this has been a good episode. And,
yeah, we were all over the place, people. I'm sorry.
That's what's good about it.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what to talk about, and I'm always like a fucking hopped up chihuahua, anyways. So, like, I'm sure Ron can attest. I literally jump out of bed. I turned 40. My buddy Nako, my buddy Nako Nolan. Sorry, I didn't mean to give him the government name. I almost did. My buddy Nako Nolan. Crime scene, murder at the Cecil. He is a LA detective, and he is my buddy. It's my brother. He's like, I just like jump out of bed. He goes, he was telling a story. He's like, most people like wake up, like stretch. He's like, not you, man. He's just like literally out, and you're like, where are we going? Let's go. Let's
Damn.
go. And that's it without coffee. Maybe some green leafy substances, California lettuce.
I'm sticking with my coffee. That just made that.
Yeah, man, but Randy, in all honesty, like this is me to you. Like I really want to meet you, man. So I hope to come out. We'll have to facilitate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
And then I have another thing that we're looking at. I don't want to give it away either, but it's almost on the same premise as yours. So,
okay.
But do you remember the movie Tuesday with Maury?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we had to read it. It was a book, but it's literally just a coffee and a chat. And that, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want to give anything else away. But yeah.
Hey, don't give it away.
Motherfuckers are trying to take it. So.
Yeah. All right, so, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the show. I'm Rob.
I'm Randy.
And I'm James.
All right, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time.